What's going on, people? This is UX Crypto, and I'm with. Introduce yourself.
Cepryl, hello. Thank you for having me
Yeah,
here, my
Cepryl.
brother.
So we're streaming from both places, by the way. So if you guys haven't seen my channel before, go ahead and check it out. And the same with Cepryl. If you haven't checked his out, we've got really good content, and we are in very similar places and similar gems we look at. So I thought it would be absolutely great if we combine this. So it's really cool to have you on, brother. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. You're a little bit quiet. I don't know if you can. I don't
Am
know.
I?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe let me try to.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. Maybe a little better now.
Way better, way better.
All
Well
right.
done.
Awesome.
Cool. So yeah, so just going to quickly introduce us, right? So if you guys don't know who we are, real quick, so just share to you a little bit about what we're going to be doing today as well. So 1 second. Okay, so here is Cypral's channel. So you should definitely check that out. If you haven't, press that button right there. Okay, if you haven't, and yeah, he's also got a Patreon as well, which I hear is very good. And yeah, and then check out mine as well. So yeah, obviously I'm subscribed to mine myself. So yeah, it's good enough for me. Hopefully it's good enough for you. But yeah, so we've got an agenda for today though. We are going to be looking at a couple of different things. But first of all, we're going to go through journey, right? So obviously we all have journey in crypto. I know all of you guys do as well. But what's your journey, Cipro? Like, how have you got here from the beginning? Where are you now?
Oh, beginning. So I've started like 2018. So I don't know. 5 years, is it enough to be considered an OG? Maybe not. But yeah, this is gonna be my second bull market, and yeah, I've started just like with somebody telling me about Bitcoin and how it was the next big thing since sliced bread, and then I started investing into that, and then I found out Ethereum, about Doge, all of these things, and yeah, one thing after the other, and here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
How about
Nice.
yourself?
Yeah, so mine was 2016. But yeah, I think 2018 still qualifies you to be an OG because this market is crazy. So even if
Yeah.
like you're in it for like 2 years, you're an OG. So yeah, and basically I used to do stocks and trading like that. And yeah, basically I was like, oh, I'm so good. And I met this guy and then he had like a 40x and I was like, what? Like I was just embarrassed. So then I was like, I need to check this out. So he kind of like schooled me on the game a little, and then after that I was addicted and I've never gone back. And that was kind of history. But yeah, in terms of like now, obviously YouTube, and started that like a year ago, and it was more like I basically got the exact bottom when I started my channel, and then since then I've just made videos, and they're all about in-depth research. And if you don't know, my channel is called UX Crypto for a reason, because I'm a UX researcher by trade. So I do a lot of in-depth deep dives into projects and just use that skill inside of crypto. So that's kind of the difference. But yeah, what about you? Why did you start your channel? Like, what was the reason?
I was spending pretty much every day researching and trading crypto anyway, so I was like, well, let's start a YouTube channel. I'm doing this all day, every day anyway. I might, just make some money out of it and make it a career. And I started this channel not even 2 months ago, believe it or
Wow,
not, which it
wow.
blows my mind that I've started like growing so quickly.
Mm,
And yeah, I've been like publishing content every single day ever since. I haven't missed a single day, and I'm really setting myself to make this. I'm a very hard worker in everything that I set myself to do, and I set myself this goal, and okay, this is the thing that I should do. And yeah, I'm still super excited and grateful for all of the growth of the channel, and a lot to come. I mean, it's just the
mm,
beginning, and we still haven't, being at a channel through our actual bull market, and we all
mm.
know like how many people are gonna go into crypto,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff to come for all of us. There are just like genuine YouTubers. We're probably gonna replace all of those page shillers,
Good
big
point.
YouTubers in the upcoming 2 years. So I'm very excited for that.
Oh yeah, that's a great point, man. Yeah, like with some of the other people that I've spoken to on the channel as well, like we are at a point where we're like, okay, these bigger ones, you can't get that much information from them, like in terms of what actually help you, because obviously, like I
Exactly.
said, there's a lot of shilling going on, and
You know what?
someone,
I find it more like sorry to
yeah,
interrupt,
go
but
go
I
for it.
find it more like
Yeah.
maybe like getting news out of like macro factors or crypto in general.
Mm,
Maybe yes, but
yeah,
the picks that those people have, like I find that just most of the time they were maybe trying to just shield the bags from the previous bull market because something
100%.
went through the moon, then was like 95% down, and they were just trying to get people to make their exit liquidity, which is
Mm,
literally
100%.
ridiculous, right? So I
Yeah.
hope that there's gonna be like a new fresh wave of YouTubers like ourselves in the upcoming bull market, and people will appreciate that in the long run, hopefully.
Definitely, 100%, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I think this will happen, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get onto like some other narratives. So, for example, on the show, if you've not seen it, then it's about looking at different narratives. So we're bullish on. So I've
Yeah.
got three that I'm going to pick, and Cyprio's going to pick three as well. So let's quickly get to that section. One
Let's
sec.
do it.
Oop. Where has my Figma gone? Okay, let's share it. I'm not sharing my screen. Let's do it. Okay, so do you want to tell us your first narrative that you think, is going to do pretty well in the bull market?
So, okay. So you mean sectors, right?
Yes, yes. It could be sectors, it could be narratives. It's
Okay.
up to you. Like interpret it
All
how you
right.
want. Yeah.
All right. So first one, I mean, it will have to be layer one proof of work. I
Yeah.
think it's a very obvious answer for myself, as I have like a big chunk of my portfolio into Caspa that is like a
Nice.
big chunk of my portfolio, as everybody that follows me already or my pages and everything. And this, I mean, I could literally put Caspa into this, but I'm just gonna put layer one proof of work for the sake of it. But I'm
Yeah.
a big believer in Caspa, and
Mm.
all the fundamentals: no pre-mining, fair launch, no pre-allocation to insiders, very healthy charts, and never gone through a bull run before, no older than 2 years. And just the technology, we're just 1 block per second in this very moment, and we're going to go to 10 blocks per second, and it's going to come 32, and then eventually 100. We're going to
Mm.
have smart contracts in the future in 2025, hopefully before the end of the bull run. There's so many things that this project were going to come to life, and and it's basically replacing all of the faults of Bitcoin in terms of the scalability issues, the speed of transaction, the cost of transaction. So I think there's a lot to be excited about. I don't have many other layer one proof of work projects on my radar right now. Other than of course Bitcoin, but that is in a league of its own. So yeah, that is pretty much how I feel about like my top pick for the bull run.
Nice one, man. That sounds really good answer as well, man. Like proper well defined. So I really like that. Yeah. What about your second pick? Where you think going?
Okay, so I do them all before you, or we
Yeah.
do.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll do one by one if you want. I don't mind.
No,
Yeah.
up to you. Up to you. It's your show.
All right. Let's do it. We'll go to mine, and then yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, I'm going gaming, man. I always kind of go here. But yeah, at the same time, right? Talking about this is obviously the games had the run. It started to have a little bit of a run, so I think it's going to cool off a bit. But I'm still very bullish on gaming long term, and obviously, like you were saying in the beginning, we've got bull run for probably the next 2 years, right? So all these narratives are playing out. We had the AI one, which happened obviously before, and then they've got the gaming one, and then you might see it cool off a little. But then, yeah, where is next? And I kind of agree with you, actually. I think that, yeah, L1s could be where it's at next, as in, because obviously that we're in a hype market, narrative market. So people are going to look for the next games, right? So, yeah, gaming is definitely number one, but I also agree with your one, too. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll go to your one next. Cool.
My next one is gonna be gaming. Gaming, I
Yeah.
think that it should be like a big part of everyone's portfolio, because the gaming industry. Just think about how much money there is in gaming, and if you guys think that the previous bull run was big in terms of gaming, like this, it's gonna be unparalleled with this one. It's gonna be probably the best gains that people can make, and there's still so many choices, there's so many projects that can still do 100x from here. There's probably going to be an equal number of picks that are actually going to be born during the bull run. They're going to launch next year or even in 2025, and they're going to do 100 200x. So that is very big. I have several picks in my portfolio. Probably the main one is Miria. I'm super bullish on it, and I think it's in a league of its own, because it's an actual layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum with third-party developer studios to build on the ecosystem. There's going to be literally dozens and dozens of games, and in a near zero gas fee environment, which is kind of like what differentiates it from Gala. So a lot of I'm so bullish on Miria, and then a lot of other projects like Lil Labs in the realm of esports, and then OTK and PCP in the realm of like mobile gaming. They're more like easy to play and accessible. a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff for sure.
Definitely, man. No, I totally agree with what you said there as well. Yeah, and I liked it. You broke it down by sectors as well, which is perfect. So,
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the same, man. We're just copying each other right now, right? But yeah, layer ones, and yeah, I'm quite bullish on Casper as well. And there's a couple of other narratives I would kind of put in there. So like scaling solutions for Bitcoin, for example, right? And then this is the whole like ordinal side of things. So for me, I don't know if you know this already, but I didn't jump on the ordinal thing. Saw it for a while, but then there's a lot of updates happening in that area. So I don't know if you know that the founder of who created ordinals, he's kind of renounced that, and then he's coming out with something called runes, which is going to replace it. Because obviously when you scale Bitcoin with that technology, ordinals, it's basically slowing down the network. And obviously everyone has their own feelings about that. But then he's bringing out something else where it won't, which is obviously that's what we want. So that's where I think the narrative is going to come in because of it, because obviously it's not fully fixed and we are looking for fixes. So yeah, definitely there's a couple on my list on there which I could name, but maybe I'll get into that at the end when we get into Polish coins. But yeah, go for your number 3, man. Where are you thinking on narratives?
Number three is going to be layer twos, and in particular, Bitcoin scaling solutions. That's literally you were mentioning it. I think it's going to be big. I mean, Bitcoin is the OG. It's always going to be the OG. There's a very likelihood of that. And there's a lot of projects that are being born that I have a good eye on. And Mint Layer is probably one of the most one that are super bullish on it. I'm like 5 or 6x on it. It was one of my big buy alerts like last week, and we went to like 5x in a matter of a week. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, I think that just getting solutions for Bitcoin are just going to be very, very big. And maybe even for like ecosystems like Solana, there's probably going to be a lot of good things, but probably not like the one before that was more on like Ethereum, with Polygon and stuff like that. I think it's going to be on alternative chains, and that it also includes Bitcoin in this phase of the market, for sure.
Definitely. I second that as well on my third pick, and I totally agree. Like, I think that, for example, Avalanche, right, they're obviously got a whole bunch of gaming stuff going on, right? So I'm definitely putting that as my next pick. And I think, yeah, like what we saw with ecosystems last time, and obviously like you have the ETH killers and all this stuff. Now the ETH killers are out, it's kind of like, okay, now the technology has to show and prove, and then you're going to get different layer 2s on them. And we're starting to see that. That's where obviously a lot of our picks are coming from. It's like basically layer 2s on top of these layer 1s. So yeah, really cool stuff. And I think that links in with a whole bunch of different narratives, such as gaming, AI, all of that. That's all layer 2s, right? So yeah, definitely layer 1. This looks like a Photoshop file. Layer 1, layer 2. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, so cool, man. And then yeah, so we can get into the coins as well. So let's obviously we did mention some there, but we'll get more interest if we get into the actual coins. So let's go into your top coins. It doesn't have to be like for the whole bull market. It could be stuff you're looking at right now. Like, it's up to you. Literally take it where you want.
Okay, so the number one is going to be Casper, as I was mentioning before. It's once you actually understand the technology, all the fundamentals, and the fact that it just reached, what are we like in top of like ranking coin market cap? I feel like 25-ish right now, without any massive marketing campaign, without paid shilling influencers. The big people are barely even mentioning it. Like, I remember that BitBoy talked about it like once, and Altcoin Daily maybe talked about it once, and that was it. A lot of people are all those people are investing into them, but they are not shilling them yet because they are actually want to fill their bags up. And when the bull run is going to start, everybody, I can guarantee that all of the big dudes are going to start talking about it, and that says a lot. And Casper never ran like crazy hype marketing campaigns or anything. It was all organic. It was all of people like us that have a strong conviction into this project, we strongly believe in the fundamentals, the technology, and the community. I think it's second to none. Just go on X and see how many people are maxes of a project like this. That it blows my mind. And we need also those kind of people that are, that they strongly believe and they are almost ready to go all in about this project. I think it says a lot about the community that the Casper is bringing, and yeah, it blows my mind. I think it's super exciting.
Definitely a great pick, man. Yeah, I think the one thing that you probably 100% know anyway is the first block tag, right? So it's like
exactly
you missed that off, but at the same time, like that is a massive narrative, and obviously you've got other ones which are like before it was like ETH killers. Now we've got like lockdown killers, like Casper killers, right? So
Yeah.
you've got a whole narrative getting formed out of that. And number one, obviously, it's gonna eat a lot of the market cap. I would say, like, take a lot of that up. So definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, Casper for me, really cool. And then what happens when layer 2 comes out on Casper, man? That's gonna be big. Like, it's gonna be really big. So yeah, really cool. I think someone mentioned that your microphone's a little bit low, but you can
I think I
see it.
solved it, but
Oh, it's still
guys,
here.
let us
Okay,
know.
cool. No worries. All
I
good
increased
there.
the gain a little, yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, let me go on to my top one as well. So obviously, I'm still big on gaming, and I'm still going GFAL, man. GFAL is always been on this list every single time, right? It's in, and yeah, so many reasons because of that. Okay, so team is absolutely on beast mode. Best team you're
Yeah,
ever gonna find inside of crypto. Like if you
100%.
dig deep on it, it's insane. Like obviously they're very transparent what they're doing. They've already got proven concepts. So 2 games out already, building more. And obviously, there's other gaming coins. Don't want to name names, but haven't even got products out yet. All right, so that's one thing. All right, and then so then that, and also cross compatibility. So they're looking to go on everything. So PlayStation, Xbox, mobile, everything. Right. So that's a massive narrative when it comes down to like the gaming sector, covering all the bases. So yeah, definitely that. And in terms of the only downside for GFAL was obviously the tokenomics could be like a little bit better. But then in terms of long-term hold, I think this is good, a massive, really good hold for the next 2 years. But yeah, cool. Let's get on to your next one. Yeah.
Next one is gonna be Miria. My gaming pick is a little riskier than
Yeah.
yours, of course, because Miria doesn't have games available
Yeah.
at the moment. It's all like speculation. There's
Mhm.
no fungible product that you can
Yeah.
try right now, right?
Mhm.
So GFAL, although I hold GFAL, I actually hold quite a bit,
Mhm.
but I mean, I got in. I'm already like a 4x, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't just recommend somebody to get in now because it's really big and I think GFL would do maybe like a 30. What do you expect from now in terms of GFL
Ooh,
gains?
it's a tough one, man. I mean, I think it could be
If
like
somebody buys now and it doesn't have
it's not
any
bad now. I think like you could expect more, probably a 50x. I think like at
50,
all-time highs, right? Because think about it, like we saw a little bit of a come up right now, but that's nothing. Like if you've been through the cycles, like you see billions come into it, right?
yeah,
So I think that could happen. Also, like if we're going to compare both Miria and GFAL, like GFAL's market cap at its current moment, I might be wrong, it's like 70 million, right? And then Miria's is like 110. So it's like, where are you going? Like, and then
it just pumped a lot. It just pumped a
uh,
lot. But just the fact that it doesn't have games released and the
mm,
project is very ambitious, I
mm,
do think that it's gonna do more gains in this very moment, than GFL. GFL, I think 30 to 50x, maybe it's realistic right now. I still think that it can do a 50x by all means, and
yeah. Mm,
yeah. But both great projects. I would basically hold both. If I was to choose like the second pick on this portfolio, I would probably put Miria just because this entire layer 2 ecosystem. If it actually meets expectations,
yeah.
this can be really, I think, the next big thing. But of course, you're taking a bigger risk than something like GFL that has already. What do I have, like 4 games? I think right now or something like
Two
that.
out, the two
2
building.
out, but there's
Yeah,
like 2 more planned and stuff. So
yeah. Mm.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I have a mixed relationship with Mira. Like, so I think it's a
yeah,
good project in that. But like you said, do have a couple of things where I'm like, come on, like release or something. Like, because
yeah,
there is things that I could tell you. Like, for example, Fabwell is a game which is a cool game, right? And then they put it onto Miria, but you can play Fabwell on their site, but you can't on Miria. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like, there's a couple things
yeah,
which are like flags for me, right? And then and obviously
yeah.
not being able to play games and everything to be in development is a bit strange to me. And it's like, are you taking on too much? Like, cause is it like 90 games that they're going to potentially release? It's like, that's a
That's
lot.
so
Like,
many.
yeah, that's a lot. Are you taking on too much here? Like, I don't know. Like, so, but yeah, I mean, still looks pretty good. If they can pull it off, then yeah,
Yeah,
eat my hat basically. Like, as in,
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, because it'll be a really big, as in, but yeah, there's potential
Yeah.
there for it. But yeah, let's get into my other one. So I don't know if I should just change up things, right? Is it but I think yeah, I'm gonna change it up, man. So we're gonna go swarm markets, right? And this is kind of a whole different thing I've been thinking about at this current moment. You're getting my thought process before I've even bought this, right? But literally, okay. So head of BlackRock, right? He was saying that he feels that the future of crypto is going to be, and not just crypto, the world is going to be tokenized, right? This is head of BlackRock. And if you look
Yeah.
at what smart markets is doing, that's what they're doing. They're tokenizing stocks, right? And it's a tiny coin. It's only like 20 million market cap, which is not like tiny, but still small compared to the narrative, which is like basically institution money coming in. So yeah, I think that is a big narrative. What no one's even clocking right now, and it could be massive. But yeah, I'll go with that one. Would
Interesting.
you have you heard of it? Small markets.
I've heard, but I haven't really researched it. So yeah, I'm actually surprised you put it at number 2. Interesting.
Yeah, I do you know. I'm thinking about different. What's the next thing? Obviously, I could put gaming coins, right? Like, or I could put
Yeah,
things
yeah,
out
yeah.
into. But I'm trying to think the next, right? So that's kind of why I put it there. Yeah,
Good,
but,
good.
yeah.
No,
I
it's
don't
good
even know the
to
next
hear
one yet.
also different things, you know.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely different perspective, and like
absolutely.
obviously I'm looking at what could be the next narrative, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
I've got my bag loaded and a whole bunch of different things in gaming and all things I'm
yeah.
really bullish on. But and I suppose a lot of other YouTubers as well, they pushed what they're bullish on right now, but kind of looking for the next thing. That's what my thing is. It's literally a research into the next
Totally.
narrative, the next coin before everyone gets in, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, well, I'm just putting it there. And yeah, hopefully this doesn't pump because I actually do want to get in. So, yeah, yeah. But yeah, let's get into your next pick.
The third one is gonna be Lit or Lit
Yeah,
Labs,
lit labs. Nice.
Lit Lab Games.
Yeah.
I am so bullish on this coin because I know the world of esports. I mean, I was a gamer for a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
years, and I know a lot of stuff about the world of esports. And there's so much money involved. Uh, there's so many people. There's so much hype. So if this actually is able to translate all of this in the crypto world, I can expect so many good things about this project. And it pumped a lot. It pumped a lot. It was, I think, since I first brought it to my Patreon, we're like 5 or 6x, something like that. And it blows my mind that, in my opinion, can still do more than 100x from here. And because it's only 12 million in market cap, it's such a
Mm.
tiny project still. But first of all, they already have one game released that it's on the Epic Game Store, so you can actually play it. And it's with a bunch of other, alongside a bunch of other successful games. So that definitely makes me very bullish because it can have a lot of exposure. They had a very bullish announcement last week. So they merged with Elixir, which is an indie game studio that is owned by Square Enix, which is one of the most successful gaming studios on earth. Creators of Final Fantasy, a bunch of other stuff. So I can expect a lot out of this project. I can expect a lot. The game functions, it plays well. There's a lot of people that publish gameplay, etc. It plays well. And if they start doing like tournaments and stuff, imagine just how much money is going to flow into this industry. I think that this is going to be huge. And I think they have like 3 more games coming up next year. So, wow, I can expect a lot of things for sure.
Definitely, yeah. That's one of the reasons I'm actually really bullish on GFAL as well, actually, because of what you said there, like the esports, and you can see they're actually going around into different gaming events, and then like getting all these people to play it, and you can see that with
Yes.
Lit Labs as well, which is really really cool. I actually got into Lit Labs quite early as well. We did a buy alert on my Patreon for it, and yeah, definitely, if you guys are watching, check both of our Patreons out because you're basically getting in before everybody else, right?
Exactly.
YouTube's all cool and all that, but if you want to get things early, then Patreon's kind of where you want to be and be part of the community. So yeah, definitely check out both of ours. But yeah, in terms of the next one, right? This is a hard one, but I like what you said about gaming and obviously people playing things. So I'm gonna go for PZP, like which is plays app, right? As in I'm pretty sure you know
Plays
what that.
app, no pays app.
Yes. So one of the reasons, right, is pays app. Yeah. Plays app. Okay, cool. Yeah. So one of the reasons is literally what you said about other games coming out, right? So you talked about Little Labs, and obviously PZP is going to have a lot more games coming out, and I really like that. So there's other coins that I put in here I rate highly, and they have a lot of downloads already. But PZP, like I think last time I looked, it was 100,000 downloads, which is great, but there's a lot more room to grow, and I think that
Yeah.
throughout obviously this market, we're going to see more. They've got planned games which are going to be coming out. You've got a lot of people pumping it as well. People who are really supporting the project, which is great. And I have a feeling they're going to go into the Indian market, and I really hope they do because then it's a massive market, and you can literally grow a ridiculous amount inside of that market. There's a lot of money in the market. And yeah, team's great. I think you've got someone from Miniclip who used to work there, so they understand this. I mean, in my strategy is to look at really in depth, like teams, things like that. And if I see a strong team, like I'm way more bullish on a project than even if they're docs, it's like, okay, they're docs, but strong team, it will get you far, like, because you know they can actually pull it off. They've done it. So yeah, definitely PCP for that reason, and also GFAL falls into that category of teams, right? So
Yes.
yeah, definitely. But all right, cool, man. If you want to add any bonus ones, maybe like give anyone
Oof.
extras.
Bonus ones. I'm gonna put mint layer as a
Yeah,
bonus
man.
one. So BRC20 scaling solution. The team is great. They have a fantastic website. It looks just clean. Clearly explains what it is and the scaling. For Bitcoin, and they are now an Ethereum token, but they're gonna have a mainnet transition like early 2024. I think Q1. It's probably the next thing on the roadmap. So yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff to come. And if you look at the chart, it just looks insane. I usually send a buy alert right the day before it pumped or something like that,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
like 5x in like 3 days. Like it's insane. If you look at the chart, it's literally like this.
Yeah, I
So
see it, man. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'm pissed off with this one just because I missed it, right? And I
do you
saw it.
hold any?
Yeah, I don't know, and I was pissed, but I didn't because I literally saw it. So I'm like, this could be big, but
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing, man. I had a couple hours where I was just researching some other coins, and I didn't press the buy trigger, and then I just missed it, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, right.
I knew it was gonna happen, but yeah, just missed stuff, man. So you great, man. It's great you got it. That's really
Yeah.
good, man. Yeah. I'll put that as my other gem as well because I actually totally agree with you. I think this is really big. Like the narrative is in, it could be absolutely massive. And then there's some big people partnerships with this as well. Like there's an advisor
Yes.
which is OG in the space, and him being in that, I can't remember his name now. But yeah, he's a big guy. So yeah, definitely. And then Ian Bellina talked about this recently. I think that's the real reason this pumped. Actually, Ian Bellina put it as number one on his
Oh yeah?
list.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know.
check it out,
Okay.
man. Yeah, like he's got a list of all 15 coins he thinks is really good, and this was number one. And yeah, after that,
Oh.
see, that's what happened. That's why it went crazy.
Well,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's mad. But yeah, that's definitely really cool, man. Okay, so the next things we're gonna go into, all right, is gonna be, yeah, so more of a question for you rather than like general stuff, right? It's gonna be like the biggest lessons you have learned inside of crypto since you've been inside the market. Like, yeah.
to to be a stoic person when investing because
Mm.
it's so easy to see your favorite coin go double digit red in a matter of a day and be like panicking and just panic selling and wrecking yourself and basically just sabotaging yourself. I think it's just like keeping your emotions at bay and looking at the grand scheme of things and learning how to be stoic and manage your emotions. I think that is like the biggest lesson that you can learn in crypto, like 100%, especially in preparation of the bull market, because it's going to be the opposite effect, because you're going to see these big green candles every single day, maybe for a few months. And, it's kind of like balancing the two things, learning in the good and the bad, how to manage emotions, and then you're going to be on your path to be a successful investor. That's, I think, my biggest lesson.
Yeah, 100% agree, man. You're right. You have to go against everybody, right? And that is one of the hardest things. Like even in the heights of the market, like you say, everyone's going to be like Bitcoin's going to 1 million or 2 million, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to be realistic. Like, but there's a lot of hype on inside this market. It's kind of run by it, but then to not
Yeah.
be on hype is where you actually win. But yeah, humans are emotional. The whole markets are emotional, and you have to be out of that, right? So yeah, it's a really good lesson, man. I mean, I ask this question to everybody who comes on, but I've got a whole bunch of lessons then so, that I've learned. I mean, yeah, let me think of something which give to you. I suppose it's, yeah, level-headedness, man. Being level-headed and obviously trying to not blow the bag. Like, so I don't know if you get this question a lot. I get it a lot, as in, oh, do you day trade or should we day trade, right? I would say no, right? As in, like, because you can wreck yourself. We're a risky market already. As in, I've done day trading in the past. I'm not gonna lie, I have done it, right? I've done things like 25x on leverage and all this other stuff. So, I can tell you from experience, be very careful. Like, so, I've made a lot of money and lost all of it all in the same year, right? And it's like there's no
Yeah.
point. It's literally you can have a great win rate. Let's say you got 95% win rate, and then you're like, I'm killing it. And then
Yeah.
those losses, you might have a really like far down stop loss. They could eat like in 4 trades, you might lose all of it, right? So it's not worth it. Just literally hold, right? This market can potentially give you 1,000x's. So why add extra risk? There's no point. Like,
Yeah.
stay safe. You know, that's kind of my advice over the years. Like, you don't want to get too bullish on something and then after be like, oh my god. Another bit of advice is don't chase pumps as well. Like, so for example, look for a dip or something, right? Like, obviously everyone's going to get into these things and they're like, oh my god, this one's going to 100 or whatever it is. And you know, that's where you don't want to be buying it, right? Because you're going to lose. And if you buy it then it's going to drop, and then you might not ever come back and you've lost it, and then you're going to chase the next one, same thing happens, and then you'll literally go into zero eventually, right? So you probably hear loads of people hyping coins to you. Like, it's like, okay, pay attention to them, but I'm looking for an entry if it's really good. I'm not going to buy it right then. Like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But cool, man. What is the other one I wanted to ask you? Okay, so this is a good one. Like, just to get your perspective on, you know, it's more portfolio management, right? So, you know, all in Bitcoin or all in alts, or you can be in between. Like, how do you kind of manage this yourself? And yeah, we can talk about this together.
I mean, if somebody told me full bear market, all in Bitcoin,
Mm.
I would be like, okay, you do you. It's not a terrible idea. But in the bull market, I think it's pretty dumb. I mean, there's no point. We know that altcoins are going to perform Bitcoin during the bull market. That's why everybody calls it altcoin season and all the jazz. So I would definitely say in the bear market, allocate more of a percentage in Bitcoin than in the bull market, for sure. But, you know, one of my thoughts was to have more Bitcoin and then selling a bit and allocating more percentage of my portfolio into altcoin. But I also think that, you know, you should probably not go all into alts, which doesn't mean necessarily buy Bitcoin, but definitely have some kind of like safety nets. You know, it can even be Casper in this board, and I think that a big part of my safety net is to be considered Casper right now, because I know that there's a big opportunity in the market. Could also be something like Ethereum or even Solana or Injective, other projects that are like big in market cap. You know, so I think that it's not like it's not a black or white situation. It's more like balancing out all of this thing and being somewhere in the mirror in the middle. But I would say bear market a little more Bitcoin and bull market a little less Bitcoin. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is the question I've been asking myself for a long time, because obviously I've been in crypto for a while now and I own a lot of Bitcoin compared to alts, right? As in, but it's more about like allocation now. So my perspective on this is it depends on like your situation. So if you've been in the market, like let's say when I've been in it or the previous cycle, obviously you've probably done all right in Bitcoin, right? So you probably hold a lot and you're kind of happy with it. So you might only need like a 3x or 4x, and you'll be like, okay, I'm good, right? So that's where that play comes in, right? But if you are like, okay, I need to make it, right? I want to see everyone at the top. I want to get to the top, right? Then it's like, okay, altcoins, man. You have to take more risks, and it all depends on you as a person, right? So but that comes in, you have to be comfortable with that and be like, okay, so I made 100x, it's going to go down 50x or something like that. You got to be aware that these things can happen, because that is the facts and reality. And yeah, so you've seen like projects such as, let's say, Solana, right, go like really badly down and started to pump. Like, I can't remember what it is now, is it 4x, 5x since the bottom, right? So, you know, things like that can happen. You literally see rug pulls all the time on loads of crypto. So you just got to be aware of the risks when you're getting into altcoins. But yeah, that's kind of, in terms of how I'm playing it, I've got probably like 40% Bitcoin and then rest alts. And then I've allocated from risk. So things I'm really bullish on, I hold more. Things I'm like, you know, it's a bit of a gamble, lower amounts on it, right? And then if, for example, one does quite well, let's say something 10x is for me, then I'm like, I potentially might add more to it, because I'm like, I'm seeing the trend going here, and obviously I'll look more into it and I'll probably find more stuff on it. And I'm like, right, let your winners win, right? Let them ride and then keep go with it. That's kind of how I started my crypto journey as well with Bitcoin. So yeah, just carry on with the same strategy, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good question. That obviously a lot of people have that. Oh, it's more of a personal thing, right? It's not just you know, one
Totally.
size fits all. Yeah, it's on your risk tolerance. Like, what can you lose in your life, right? Where people had like only $10,000 in your savings, and then you put all of them into alts, that would be a bit like risky, right? So yeah, it's that. But yeah, in terms of the bear market, what you mentioned, by the way, obviously, as someone might say to you, oh, you know, why would not go to dollar, right, or something like that. with Bitcoin. That's a whole other story, right? It's like you kind of want to be in the opportunity to keep Bitcoin, or you might not want to. You might want to be out of the market. So, what do you think about that? If someone said to you, oh, would you keep stable coins or would you keep Bitcoin?
Uh, I would say both. I think that regardless of everything, you should have some stable coins on the side to,
Mm,
there's the next big thing might literally be born tomorrow. You should always be liquid and be able to just put some USDT that you have on the side. And that is also what I'm recommending right now, because people, there's a lot of followers that I have that haven't gone through a bull market before, and they don't know that during the bull market, there's actually going to be a lot of new projects that are going to do literally hundreds of X's.
yeah.
So I think that regardless, bull market or bear market, uh, Caspa was born during the bear market, and the
Mhm.
early investors are already 1,000x, the
Yeah.
ones that bought below a penny.
Amazing. Mm,
So there's so many projects that can literally be born, whenever you can least expect it. So I think that you should always have some kind of stable coins, but Bitcoin is also something that you want to diversify your allocation of wealth, whether just in crypto itself or also with all your personal assets, whether you hold gold or real estate or luxury watches, you want to have a bit on several things, and the thing of crypto is Bitcoin is digital gold. It's literally a store of value, first of all, rather than a transaction, than a means of transaction, and that's why I'm also so bullish on Caspa, because Caspa solves this main problem that Bitcoin was intended to be, but it actually, nobody was expecting Satoshi Nakamoto, whatever, like wasn't expecting this big mass adoption that it
mm.
did have, because it wasn't prepared to handle all of the scalability problems
It's
that
true.
Bitcoin have. So that's why I'm also bullish on something new that actually solves what cryptocurrency were actually intended to be.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, I think that is the thing. It's the same with Ethereum. Like, I feel like Ethereum hasn't necessarily solved what it was trying to do, right? And this is where,
Yes.
like, ETH killers come in, and there's a whole bunch of new technology which can basically surpass it, right? And I don't know if you've ever seen this, right? But you have the social media era, right? And then there was like, oh, MySpace and all these other things, right? If you would, let's go and like put ourselves in that scenario right now, right? So let's say we're in this MySpace stage right now, right? What could surpass it, right? And then we had Facebook, and then we had like Instagram and all this other stuff, right? And it's just better like tech, right? As in, because MySpace, that's kind of what got me into coding back in the day. Like it was like HTML and all this stuff. It was like, oh, my first experience of seeing it. And then obviously it's technical for a lot of people, but then with Facebook, it was just like it's just a picture and the profile's kind of filled out. You kind of do it.
Yeah.
Very easy to understand, right? So I think the same thing is going to happen with crypto. You've got like complex structures and complex things that people don't understand, and then you've got mainstream. What's going to go mainstream, right? And that's
Yeah.
where I think the UX side of things really is powerful, because it's understanding users, right? So if you understand that, you can kind of see what will be quite big in the future, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm thinking anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite cool subject, man. But so the last question I got for you, man, is what are you planning to do in the future? Yeah, where do you see yourself like at the end of this market? Let's say in the next 2 years and everything goes crazy. Where are you gonna be, man? What are you thinking?
So I have a lot of ambitions. Definitely this YouTube channel, like growing a very large community of investors and actually trying to revolutionize the crypto space in terms of like being a genuine person, that people will be able hopefully to relate to, because I don't do paid promotion. I never did, and I never will take any sort of paid promotions. That is not who I am. That is not what I want to push to my following, and helping people achieve generational wealth in this bull run, because I think that this bull run will be unparalleled to anything that we've ever seen in the crypto market. And it might be one of the last ones that are actually going to make life-changing returns, because we have so many events that are just going to fall into place, like merging the pieces of a puzzle, like the Bitcoin ETF. We've never seen anything
Mm,
like this before. When it comes to gaming, there's going to be a GTA 6 release, which, as stupid as
yeah,
it is, that is going to pump the gaming market like crazy. Some
I
people
agree.
don't understand it, but there hasn't been like a GTA game in like 15 years. And if they also implement crypto payments, this is going to go mainstream like everything. There's going to be so many new people coming in investing in crypto and especially gaming crypto. And that's why I'm so bullish on the gaming narrative itself. So this might be literally the opportunity of a lifetime, you know?
Yeah,
And that's why I'm like, this is a great moment, and I really want to make a positive impact in the community and actually educating people. And yeah, I'm also, of course, trying to grow the Patreon as much as possible. Like, I think that I'm growing an amazing community. I've started like 1 month ago, and there's already 150 members, something like that. So yeah, I'm blown away from the support, and I want to just put all of my efforts into this and building the best community that I possibly can.
definitely, man. That's a really good answer, man. Yeah, no, 100%. I think it was last week. Archie came on, right, and he said that when the trailer got leaked for GTA 6, it said buy Bitcoin at the very start of it. I was like, what? So that's crazy.
Yes,
Like, so
yes,
is that a sign? Like, they're gonna accept crypto? I mean, yeah, we have to see. But even if they don't, right, the speculation is there, and I totally agree with you. Like, I think that alone, a lot of people are going to sleep on that. But that's a big narrative, man. Like, 100%. And it also gives a narrative on games which are looking to get onto PS5, Xbox, all that stuff, right?
yeah,
So another narrative created, right? But yeah, me as well. That's kind of where I'm at. I want to help the community, so I also have a Patreon, and I'm really happy with my Patreon people right now. And we're basically all about in-depth research. I'm going to plug mine real quick, right? As in, so
please
basically, this
do.
is my cheat sheet, right? I don't know if you know about this, right? But I have a cheat sheet. And basically, I score all these cryptos. You can't actually see the scores. If I would go right, you'll be able to see them. But yeah, I've got nearly 100 coins in there. You can see mint players in there, and a whole bunch of different coins that I've mentioned, right? And this is basically how I grade them to be able to get a really good portfolio, right? And it's basically using 6 different elements to score them. So you can see there's hundreds. I've been doing this for a year now, right? It's a year's worth of research. So that's basically what you get if you get into my Patreon. And yeah, and it also, I don't know if you can see this. There's a question there. One sec. So this bit here, like here, you can literally get into narratives. So you can see the top 10 narratives, or sorry, top 10 coins, and inside of like under 5 million market cap, for example, well, under 10 million, under 30. So it's really, really easy to see what scores highly. And obviously, my game plan is the next 2 years is basically like the top will potentially be in. So it's accumulation. So all of this stuff is literally all comes down to accumulation, and best projects to have inside your bag, man. And this is how I found GFOW at like 5 million market cap. Found Miria really low, like same 4 million market cap. Like, so you can just apply this system to degens, and obviously they can blow up if the project's really good. So that's kind of my thing. And yeah, I just want to help people, man. Literally get to that bag. And yeah, my whole saying on this channel is see you at the top, and I just want to see everyone at the top. So literally that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you've got more time, we can go through some other people's questions as well.
absolutely, man. Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, cool, man. I think this is a donation, not sure. Okay, Doug became a YouTube member. Okay, nice, man. Is this for you? I think you might have became a
I
YouTube
think it's
member.
for mine. So yeah,
Yeah,
welcome
nice.
aboard. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Nice, man. Well done. Nice. Okay, so yeah, what about this question? So Lit Labs, you was bullish on it. What do you think? Lit Labs to 0.5 before the halving? What do you think?
Um,
We can get the price up
I think
now.
it's possible. I mean, it's not too far fetched. I think it depends on new game releases and any news that come out of the merger with Elixir. If there's new news in terms of like new developers that they have new resources, both monetary or anything else, and new games actually playable, and if they organize like tournaments for esports and stuff like that, if they arrange events and with money prizes, etc. I think I think it's possible.
Nice, man. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, like at the end of the day, we're gonna be in a bull run, and it's loads of money's coming in. Like you said, ETF money's coming in as well. So
Yeah,
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 that's gonna be huge, right? And yeah, things like this, like if you're paying attention right now, like or even before, like things that we're getting into are gonna fly, right? And obviously, crypto is run with speculation as well, right? So the more and more like potentially people talk about certain things, Lit Lab's getting covered by everybody, right? And this is going to be a big pick in my opinion. You can see like with other YouTubers where we've been speaking about things, and it's remaining that people are speaking about projects like such as Miria, right? And it's
yes,
just been flying, just nothing but up, right? Because it has
yes,
community support,
yes,
right? And I think Lit Labs has it. It's technically quite low market cap right now as well. I
yeah.
think it was it 14,
I
something
think
like that.
12, but it pumps. It
12.
might be more. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean that's still tiny. Like that is really
it's so
tiny.
low.
Yeah.
So
So, it's more about if you're paying attention and you act on that, right? And
yeah,
I don't know about you, but that's how I've managed to do well in crypto. I just pay attention. Like when people tell things to me, like I'll pay attention, I'll look into it. If it's crap, I'll leave it over there. But if it's great, I'm gonna consider it, right? And yeah,
exactly,
you just
exactly.
got to be on it, basically. Like that's how you find these things.
Yes.
And yeah, so what's some other questions we've got? Okay, yeah, I'd love to answer this. Yeah, I think you know about shrapnel, right? As in,
Shrapnel is one of my picks.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I set a buy alert. What was it, like a couple of weeks ago when there was all the FUD about a guy, a shareholder planning a coup,
yeah,
and I was like, it's all like business as usual. This stuff happens all of the time. The emotional people are gonna sell, and in fact, a lot of people sold. And I caught the very bottom in the buy alert that I sent for my patron, and we're already, I think, at 2.5x from there. The thing is that the market cap is already big. That is I'm not so bullish on Shrap as I am on Lid Labs or Mira because first of all it's a single game.
mm,
So they really need to nail the execution because one single game can get boring, okay? But then you also see something like League of Legends that is one
mm,
single game and has been being played for 20 years, you know?
yeah,
So
true.
you need to if they do it right, it can be right. Now, I do understand that in the crypto gaming nobody has ever done it right, a single game in my opinion that is like still at the top in terms of the
Mm,
market. A lot of things like just dumped into the unknown. But if Shrapnel actually manages to captivate all of this, this thing, and they actually create a very memorable game, and they have all of the community of Call of Duty involved because a lot of players are just gonna transition to this game. There's a guy that developed Call of Duty. There was like a big guy in the team. The team is like massive. There's like 50 people working on it. It's one of the biggest teams in gaming. I see a lot of potential. So I think this is the accumulation phase before the release of the game, and then we're gonna see when the game actually releases if this has potential in the long term. I'm still not 100% convinced because I'm a very picky investor. I want to take all the worst case scenario and with leaving emotions at bay, as I said before. So, but so far, I am very, very bullish on it. I think that it has a lot of potential. So I'm here for the ride and wait and see.
definitely, man. Yeah, I'm with you as well with that, man. Like, so I've put a buy alert on this on my Patreon as well, and we're up about 2x as well. And yeah, that fad came in, right? And it was like, oh man,
Yeah,
but I was still like, no, hold it down, man. Like, it's still gonna go, and it did
yeah,
still go, right? So yeah, definitely that. I think there's one thing picked up on as well. Is like, some games they last like years, people playing for years. Some people don't,
yeah,
some don't. But I watched an AMA with one of the founders, and he was talking about this, and he was saying that with GTA, like when it comes down to like buying assets like guns, sorry, not GTA, Call of Duty, right? Buying
yeah,
guns and things like that. If you you get a new game, there's no way to port them over, or if you change consoles or whatever you're going to do, there's no way to port them over. So you kind of lose all your
right.
assets, right? Which is crap, right? So this is what they're trying to solve with this. So they're like, okay, with Shrapnel, if we do new updates, which they're going to plan to always do, then you basically you can keep it if you go to a different platform, or if this is going to be able to get onto PlayStation, for example, then you're going to get to keep everything. So that's kind of what they're solving, which is really good. Another thing which I'm really bullish on this project is the team. The team is mad, right? So if you look into
Yeah.
their history, right, they all worked at Xbox. Like that's basically what they were
Yes.
at. Yeah. So and they're like 15 years working at Xbox. So it's kind of like you've got the Xbox team in crypto. Like so, and the product
Yeah.
looks dope as well. So
Yeah, some people were Halo, some people Call of Duty, Xbox,
mm,
like crazy, crazy, crazy
yeah.
experience people. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's like loads of Microsoft. Like everything's
Yeah.
Microsoft. Look at their history
Yeah.
and LinkedIn. Like so, it's big, man. Definitely big. I think it's potential. Like but you're right. Like one thing to talk about as well was the market cap. Obviously, it released like
Mm.
20 million, I think. And obviously you just got to see what the narrative is. Obviously, you might think that's too high because you do see G-gens like way lower, right? But
Mm.
it's more about the potential opportunity. Like you mentioned with Casper, right? Casper, like I saw Casper earlier. I'm like 10x on that right now, right? But then obviously there's people way before that, and it's all about finding a narrative which could be massive, right? Even if you see something at like 70 million market cap, if the
Yeah.
potential could go to 70 billion market cap, then you're still early, right? So same with
Yeah.
Bitcoin in the early days. People, when I first got into Bitcoin, someone was like to me, it was $1,000, under $1,000. People was like, it's already gone. That was before. And I was like, no, really? Like, and then if I listened to him, I would not even be here, right? And killed it since then. So I just think you can't do that. You have to look at the opportunity. Don't listen to like, oh, this market cap's here. Like, look at the opportunity where it could go, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on Shrapnel, man.
Yeah, the same is another project that I bought that was big time. Everybody was trashing on it. And I was like, well, there's a lot of things, though, that you need to consider. There's probably connection that these people have because it was listed already like on Coinbase and like a massive market cap. And the chart looks so healthy. And I was like, there's something going on here. So I put a buy alert there, and we did like a 6x in another week. That was another one of like my big calls. And now, should you get in now? Probably not. I mean, maybe if you want to do like a 10, 15x or something. But, you know, you need to, as you said before, like really analyze this project, analyze the team and all of the things that just come into place when you start like researching the whole thing.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot to look into, man. Yeah. No, yeah, I got into big time quite early as well, actually. Yeah, like, so people was all talking about it, and then it did release a massive market cap, and then I just waited, and then it dropped, and I was like, right. So, because when they release really high, it's going to take a drop, because basically everyone's going to try and get out, right? And it's not just crypto, it's stocks, like anything, right? It's a hype in the beginning, then it drops. And you just got to play that. Don't buy that part, and then it just wait. And yeah, that's kind of what happens with loads of cryptos. This is why, like, obviously some people, I don't know about you, but they look at the market from last time, and then they'll say, oh, it's a scam coin if they're basically the chart is like dipped like that. But you can look at that exactly the same. You could be like, okay, it released, which a lot of them did release in the bear market, right? And then dropped, and now opportunity zone, right? Look at it like zooming out. That's what's happening, and it's been proven right because loads of coins from the old cycle have also done quite well. As in, depending on if they're built or not, right? Did you build in the bear market? If you haven't, then see you later, right? But if you have, then it's all show and prove now, right? Product just speak for itself. So yeah, I think that's the way I view that, man. But have you got any? You can see the chat, right? Do you want?
Yeah.
You can pick any you want.
Let's see. What's the questions? Somebody asked about Souls. Souls. Have you seen this project? It's kind of like newish.
I looked a little bit. Is it Plantasma and then Souls is the ticker, or is it different altogether?
It's called Unfettered, something like that.
Okay,
it's another kind of like World of Warcraft style game. Okay. I think it has a lot of potential. I think they're releasing a beta this week. It needs more research on mine, but that seems to have potential.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Like a new project. Somebody was asking what 50x or yeah. Okay.
There's one here. I know you've spoken about this. I've spoken about this as well. It's Area. Yes. So it says the price dumped. Do you still think it will pump? Yeah. What's your thoughts?
So I think the announcement was absolute crap. I wasn't expecting such a crap announcement. However, I think, people just got emotional. Oh no, it's not the mainnet, so everybody's gonna sell. This is when people should buy. You're always gonna go against what the majority of people are doing. So I know what I'm gonna do with this, and I was speaking in my Patreon today. Like, there was so many people emotional. Like, you just go on X, and everybody was like, "Oh, what is this? They're gonna do an exchange." So I think it has potential, but you need to think more like medium to long term rather than today. And it could even be just insiders just manipulating the market, and they know that they didn't put the announcement that most people were putting. So they're gonna buy low, and they're whales. They control the market. So there's a lot of things that you need to understand, but if somebody just gets carried away with emotions, then they probably shouldn't invest in crypto like this in the first place.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I think that this whole thing is like buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So it's like that kind of seems exactly like that. Like, oh, there's some announcement. Oh, sell it. Like, it seems like that. But yeah, I think Area does have a lot of potential. I mean, it's risky, but I think the actual user case is great. It's never been done before. It's like a metaverse on top of the blockchain, which is kind of crazy, right? Like, and it gives you user case for loads of different things, narratives we saw last market. So yeah, Area still has a lot of potential, but risky because it's kind of like in unknown waters. But
yeah. I do believe it's risky, but you also need to be willing to take risks if you want to make life-changing returns.
There you go, bro. Yeah, exactly. So we've got a Crypto Archie saying, hit those likes, man. So, he's told you, right? So, definitely hit the likes. And we're trying to do well in crypto. And yeah, it'd be great if you could support us, And yeah, so what else we got? You see any other stuff
What do you
about
think of Creo? A lot of people are talking about it.
Creo? It
Creo,
rings a
Creo,
bell.
however you
I don't think
pronounce
I've
it.
looked into it though. Oh, Creo. Yeah, actually, no, it's on my
Creo.
cheat sheet. I have looked at it. It's okay. As in, I looked at the products. I was underwhelmed. As in, but I think it
Mm.
could do well. As in, I just don't think it's like AAA standard. And
Nah.
yeah, yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Let's compare like Shrapnel Creo. It's like totally
No.
different
No.
levels. That's kind of the way I see it.
Just don't. Yeah, and it's risky. It was like 1 million market cap or something like that. So
Mm,
something risky. Somebody else in the chat was mentioning OTK. OTK is another pick that I'm quite bullish on.
yeah.
It's kind of like in the niche of like PCP, like mobile games. Just that
Mm,
OTK is very small.
yeah.
A lot of people are scared of it because it has a lot of volatility. The market cap is like 2 million, so a lot of people
Mm,
are just buying, selling, buying, selling.
mm,
But I think that is another project that can explode at any moment. And some of the games are quite crap. I mean, let's be honest, but it's crypto gaming. It's not gonna be AAA gaming 5 years into development. Like most of these
mm,
games are developed. I mean, these mobile games are probably developed in like a month.
yeah.
Like they're not like in 10 years. So,
Mm,
but
yeah.
these are gonna pump as long as there's hype, a marketing, a community talking about it. They're gonna do well. But the fact is that you need to pick the ones that are gonna do better than others because most of these projects are gonna pump in the bull market, at least. Maybe they're gonna crash hard, but
Mm,
most of them are gonna pump. You need to get into those ones that are gonna pump the most and the more pumping potential for now. That's my opinion.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I think with OTK, it's based on Solana, right? I'm not that bullish on Solana.
Yes.
I mean, it is what it is. As in, but also I think it will have a narrative. It will, right? It already has,
Yeah.
right? But I think if I was gonna pick a crypto game inside of Solana, I'd probably pick Decimated, as in because it looks way better. As in
Really.
OTK is kind of like the PCP inside of Solana, right? As in we could say that.
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm also bullish on mobile, so I'm not going to shit on it, right? As in, I think it's still a good hold, but it just depends on how you view things. As in, but yeah, with it, like if I was going to go with Solana risk bag for me, it would be Decimated, not OTK. But yeah, it's still good. As in, it's
Yeah.
just there's other things, other ones I would pick which are not on Solana type of thing. But yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah. Are you bullish on Solana? I assume you are.
I
Yeah.
think Solana itself is gonna do quite well in
Mm,
this bull market. I don't hold any. I'm
right.
not interested, but I do think that it's gonna do quite well, and things are gonna follow as a result. I think there's gonna be actually a good narrative of meme coins on Solana. They're already doing quite well. Look at Bonk or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, although I don't really invest in those projects, I do acknowledge that they're probably gonna do quite well. But I'm not a big meme guy. I literally hold only Pepe
Yeah.
out
Same.
of
Yeah.
all memes.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm the
but
same.
yeah,
Memes to me, like obviously, my whole strategy is all about fundamentals, and memes don't have any, so I can't even consider them.
exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. It's very hard to review. There is ways to review it. It's like looking at whale wallets and then seeing what they hold. That's a way, but that's a risky way.
Yeah,
And obviously, it could be a home run. You could win the lottery. That's the same thing. Like that's the way I see it, right? So
exactly.
at
I
least the
much
way
rather
we do
invest
it.
into something like gaming.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah,
fundamentals behind it. There's reasons. Also,
exactly.
narrative. Like you can actually kind of predict like what narrative might be, right? Or what one's coming next. With memes, it's where the money flows and who's richest. That's basically it. Like because they're just
Yes.
vehicles for rich people to just get moon it and everyone to jump on it. So it's
Yeah.
that's the way I see it anyway. But I might be totally wrong, But everyone's got their own opinions, right? Um, but yeah, man. I mean, I know I've taken an hour of your time, so it's probably good to get you out of here. I know you're a busy man, so
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Quite
we'll
a busy
kind of,
day.
have you got any last words or anything like that?
Uh, I mean, do a plug for both of our patrons. I think that we both are creating very good communities, and I also do recommend people to literally just go on multiple patrons because sometimes you don't really want to be in a bubble. It's good to hear like different opinions. Like somebody like who has crypto, you could have like some picks that I don't have, and vice versa. So it's good, I think, to hear multiple opinions and to be in like very thriving communities in which you can hear like different thoughts and everything.
Definitely, man. Thanks for the shout out, bro. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
think I'll quickly show your YouTube channel again. So
thank you,
if they
mate.
have not checked it out, go and subscribe to his channel, right? We actually cover quite a lot of different, the same projects as well. You can see that as well. So if you're part of mine, you're going to probably see some of the same ones that we're actually looking at here. So you can see like shrapnel, we spoke about that, big time, lit labs, all of that, right? So very similar, like, and mine are hidden, but they are actually them. Yeah. Bit of clickbait, but yeah, that's the same type of projects. But yeah, no, definitely, I agree. You have to have good perspective, different perspectives. Obviously, don't just be a maxi on one person,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's a win rate for a reason. Someone's gonna be wrong sometime, and you're gonna be that. All right, so open your mind up to all different possibilities. All right, so yeah, it's always good to do that. But yeah, man, if I don't see you guys, and also Cipro as well, see you all at the top, man. You know,
All right.
peace.
Have a good one.